A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show. You're welcome for the ride. I'm Yemi Adebayo. As we speak, UEFA Champions League match is currently going on. Some of the matches already concluded in the group that has Dortmund and Lazio. Both teams have qualified, and we spent a lot of time to talk about what is currently going on in the UEFA Champions League. Of course, today is match day 6, and a lot of things will be decided today. And as a result, we're going to spend a lot of time looking at what's going to happen as those matches continue. While we're on this show, hopefully we'll be filling you in with some of the results as we have them. On the domestic scene, we'll talk about the National Sports Festival, all of the issues surrounding National Sports Festival. We'll look at it again today. We did our best to look at some of the issues yesterday, so we'll continue from where we left it off yesterday to look at what's happening with the National Sports Festival. We look at developments in cricket, developments in handball. We'll also talk about our own dear Flying Eagles of Nigeria. Big day tomorrow for them in the quest to pick a semi-final ticket in the WAFU B on the 20 tournament. So we'll do our best to let you know what's going on. A lot of optimism. Coach Ladan Boso has been, talking about the experience and they've been able to get, and they've learned their lessons from the previous game. So that's it. And we'll talk about what's happening with the International Olympic Committee, what's happening with Thomas Bach and his comrades in the IOC. So that's the outlook of the show today, and promises to be exciting, and we'll do our best to make it worth your while. All right, so let me introduce my partner with me in the Lagos studio. We'll start the show together, and hopefully we'll end it together, and we'll land safely at the end of the show. Kende Idris joins me, as usual, on the Tuesday evening. Kende, it's good to have you join me tonight.
It is good to be here, Yemi. It's good to, like you said, share the Tuesday nights almost on the regular now, every now and then. And I like the London Boso and the Waffle on the 20 team. I really like that story.
All
I'm
right.
really waiting to see how it goes.
Okay, so we're waiting to see how it goes. But our first stop tonight is going to be cricket. And, of course, we'll talk about Asanka Gurusinha, the man from Sri Lanka, the man that's going to be in the helm for the Nigeria Cricket Federation. Is going to be handling the cricket national team. Also, it's going to be a high performance instructor as well. So that's the picture. Unveiling of Asanka Gurusinha, of course, after it was announced last week. Now the unveiling of the man that is expected to lead Nigerian cricket in the years to come. He comes in with a lot of experience. I mean, we've talked about his resume, we've talked about his experience as a player, and not much as a coach, but for that as a player, very heavy. And of course, he's been able to do a lot of things while he's been out of the game, and it doesn't get bigger than Asanka Gurusinha, and hopefully we'll get a lot of mileage from having this man. And pictures on your screen showing you the unveiling ceremony of this man who has been brought onto the scene to help develop Nigerian cricket. So let's just listen to the man. Let's allow him to talk about his plans for Nigerian cricket and the place he hopes Nigeria will be at the end of his journey with his team.
I think I'm very lucky because I experienced similar, most probably the start of my cricket career, when it's like some of the grounds we played, the facilities we had was very similar. Even when I was first playing for Sri Lanka, I did travel by public transport. So I've gone through that part, and I realized how tough it is, but it was the commitment of our players. And then we changed Sri Lanka's world cricket by winning a World Cup in 1996. So that experience, and especially working last 3 years with Sri Lanka cricket, so I had the experience of understanding the current players' minds, how they play, how the oppositions play, and players think in an environment like this. So I think I can mix both together, and I'm really hoping and working hard to get the best out of these guys to achieve the Nigerian Cricket Federation goals. I'm actually going to meet all the players after this, and I haven't met them other than a few players, as I mentioned, on a Zoom call. So I'll discuss with them, and the next 6-7 days we'll be playing some games, and I'll be actually watching them for the first time. And then we'll sit down with the selectors and look at our planning ahead, because without seeing these players, it's very difficult to put some plans together and say this is where we are heading. But I think President touched something which is very close to me as well, which is the fitness and fielding side. Those two are two areas that we can all control very easily. It's not opposition controlling that, we can control that. And it's very important, especially T20 cricket. It is tough. People think it's 20 overs, it's 40 overs, finished in 3 hours. Players are very, very tired, and if you're not fit, it's very difficult to get through those games, and playing 5-6 games within 10 days in ICC tournament is not easy.
All right, welcome back. Kenny, before I get your thoughts, let me just read Asaka Gurusinha's job description. He has talked about it already, but just for the purpose of our viewers, let me just quickly read it out. Asaka Gurusinha is expected to take charge of Nigeria's national team. Yeah. It will also act as a coach and trainer to the country's rapidly growing number of coaches. Those are some of his job descriptions. Aside also from being a high-performance manager, all of this rolled into one. But I do have no doubt that the man is quite capable of doing this job. And a lot of people have applauded the Nigerian Cricket Federation for this move. Is a bold one, and it also, you know, comes together with all of the other things that they've been doing. We've got a lot of rave reviews from some of their activities, in times past. But I want to get your thoughts. We talked about it last week. We're here again talking about this. Now it's been unveiled. It's going to start the job. It's going to meet with the players, and we'll see how far it can take us.
Yes, I also watched on the Sports Tonight program, I think last week, when Shenwa Jidagba was also here to discuss extensively. And I think some of these federations are doing things that so-called the mother of sports in Nigeria should be doing, talking about football. This is Asaka Gurusinha. If you're an ardent follower of cricket, you'll probably know this name. And he mentioned it there, 1996, winning the World Cup with Sri Lanka. It doesn't come any bigger.
At the high point of his career.
Yes, it doesn't come any bigger. In any sport you're doing, you get to win the World Cup of that sport, then you're rated as one of. And it wasn't just a passerby, it wasn't a fringe player. It was very marketed to the Sri Lankan team. And if you're also mentioning cricket in the world, Sri Lanka is definitely one of the top teams around the world. Sure. And you're going around to coach to come be, the coach of the Nigerian cricket, national team, a sport that seemed to be growing in leaps and bounds, although still looking for, its space in that, Nigerian sports terrain, still looking for where that niche, where they could have that niche, and have to, have people to love this sports, to get involved, whether as a player or as a stakeholder who wants to partner and all of that. Going to get a coach like this is like the height for me. Right. Basketball recently just unveiled Mike Brown. Now we're talking of Asanka Guru. These are people who had seen the sport at that height, probably as a player or as a coach. You mentioned Gurusinha might not have so much when it comes to coaching, but playing. Now, if you go through the trend of today when it comes to coaching teams, old players, former players, legends of the game as a player are now being courted to be coaches because they feel they've seen it.
Familiar terrain.
Yes, and look at it. It's familiar to the terrain. He knows the pulse of these players. He mentioned something. He said, I have not met the players.
Kenny, let me pause you a little bit. I want to go to Austin, but I also want to ask you before I go to Austin, because it's waiting on wings. What are your expectations? I mean, that's a question. Look, we can applaud this move from now till wherever we want.
If it doesn't
there will be expectations. There will be things we want. I don't think Nigeria is going to become South Africa or Zimbabwe in 2 years. I don't think so.
It might not be. It might not be.
But there would still be expectations.
Yes, there are expectations. Now, Nigeria is known to be a grounded sporting country. Whether you like it or not, you bring, I'm thinking of those funny sports that are around the world that is not predominant here. If you bring it here and you continue to, push it right here, you'll find out that there are people who has been waiting for that sport for a long time. This is what they can survive on. And they will just key into it. And that is what, in 2018, when the under-19, qualified for the under-19 World Cup, it became a story all over the world, not just in Africa, not just in West Africa, but entire world, because we play teams that are perennial campaigners when it comes to this competition. Namibia, Angola, the likes, and we actually took them out. That is how good this team was. Now, probably one of his work or one of his expectations, maybe the guys in the senior national team are already maybe a little unbendable. Probably it would help with grassroots growth. And in another 2 years, like you mentioned, we might not be like South Africa and the likes, but we'll definitely be talked about as one of those teams that the likes of South Africa should look out for. So maybe in 3-4 years, now we can now compete at that level. I guess those are the expectations for Asanka at this time.
All right. So Kenya's thoughts there. Hopefully Nigeria will become an emerging force. It's time to go to London and link up with our man, Austin Okon-Akpan. Now, Austin, good evening. It's nice to have you join us on the show tonight. You've listening to some of the things we're talking about. And right now we're talking about cricket. Of course, it's not news to you that Asanka is the man in the helm. But it's been unveiled. All is said and done. We've applauded that move. But what are your expectations?
Oh, Spotty Greetings, Yemi. Good to be on the show. Expectations are not far from the resume of Gurusinha. Win the World Cup with Sri Lanka, a top cricket playing nation in 1996. 2017 was manager of the team. 2017, I didn't say 2007. So he's current with trends of cricket. He has also worked in the capacity of consultant with Australia. If Australia can call you to come and work for them as regards cricket, then you've got some quality. My expectations, not far from what the Federation highlighted. I remember at the start of the year, I spoke to the president of the Nigeria Cricket Federation, Professor Yahaya Ukwenya, and there he said they needed to get a coach who function beyond coaching, who can bring about 360 degrees branding development to cricket in Nigeria. He mentioned infrastructure development, grassroots development, particularly in taking cricket to the schools. That's what I expect from this guy, because Sri Lanka is a country that has shown to us the bottom to the top approach in terms of cricket. And he can do that. A fantastic batsman in his time, so he's going to bring a lot of influence to our national team play. I love this one because this is a testament of talk and do. Federations talk so much and we don't get to them to see them do what they're talking about. Action is what the Nigeria Cricket Federation is giving to us with the appointment of Gurusinha and the unveiling. They told us it's going to be unveiled, and he has been unveiled. And we love the story because he comes with a lot of experience and quality. So expect that when he hits the ground running, he's going to bring about those positive changes that we expect for cricket development in Nigeria, spark up the interest. Cricket has been played in Nigeria since the late 19th century. It's one sport that each time I talk about it, I cry, because growing up, I understood the rivalry that used to be there at the secondary school level. And then we just let it die because of football. So with this sort of guy at the helms of affair, and a passionate Yahaya Kwenya, Akpata is also there, and endurance of him, the entire board of the Nigeria Cricket Federation, these are passion-driven persons. I believe that these are the good signs for the development of the sports in the country.
All right, hopefully that's going to happen very, very soon. Like I said, I want to reiterate, I don't expect us to become South Africa, Zimbabwe. Those are the top cricket playing nations on the continent, but I do expect us not to be where we currently are at the moment with somebody like Asanka
but it is
linked
said
with us.
with Nigerians, some things are, alien to us, but when you bring it to us, we're doing more than those who even own it. We turn it around.
All right.
We have this thing in us.
It's in us.
Yes.
It's
so
in our DNA.
Asanka just imputes everything like
and we take it from there.
like Austin mentioned, like we have been mentioning, and then we take it from
All
there.
right. So guys, let's just leave let's leave cricket and quickly go to handball. We've said a lot of good things about the Handball Federation, and they've taken it a step forward now. They've unveiled their plans for 2021, and those are the things we've been talking about. Have your plans. Things can happen, but have your plan. And when things are just like a boat out of the blue, something happens, you find your way around it. So let's quickly talk about this. The Handball Federation of Nigeria unveiling their plans. Let me just quickly reel out to you some of the things the Federation plans to do in 2021. In the list of programs and activities for 2021 that was released by the Secretary General, the Handball Premier League will hold 2 phases. Their activities will be divided into 2 phases, with the first phase to hold in May in Abuja, while the final phase will hold in Lagos, sometimes in October. The Women Handball National Team are not left out of it as well. They will be representing the country at the 24th Women's Senior African Nations Cup, holding in Cameroon. That's from the 11th to the 20th of June. That's in 2021. 36th African Clubs Championship for the Winners' Cup will also hold from March 31 to April 9th, same 2021. I like the fact that some of these events are structured. I know that the African events, a lot of postponements, a lot of cancellation, a lot of stories about inability to go for all of these competitions. But we must still say that the calendar is available for you to plan.
Get yourself prepared.
Get yourself ready. You never can tell.
If anything gets adjusted, it will be that you were ready. Some things got adjusted from probably the governing body. Not the governing body is ready and you are the one who's making excuses. And this is what the Handball Federation, you can talk about presidents of federations all around Nigeria, and he definitely is one of those that will stand at that height, like the badminton president and all of that. Now, he's talked about, the online presence for handball, how you can, follow handball every now and then. After post-COVID, we saw how they had to, rally back, get all of the precautions, and, get to play one phase of the league of handball. This same year, they played in the African Nations Cup of handball. This is program, broken down into different pieces, and you can just pick up probably your phone or like we have a paper in front of us and talk about what handball will do next year. It helps the player. It helps even, the journalists who are reporting every now and then. You know what you have to do in so time. There's no impromptu.
You prepare your programs on how to cover
it, and this is what it is. I think kudos to these federations and the way they are going about it.
Okay, let me get Austin's input. We're about to go on a break. Austin, I know this is also one federation that you follow closely. Some weeks and months ago, we were talking about the Handball Premier League, and now they're telling us. In fact, I didn't even finish reading their plans for 2021. It's even more loaded than what I read out. So just shows that they are ready. And like we've always said on the show, and even on our morning shows as well, it's always good when these federations give us something to talk about.
That's right. Just as I said about cricket, it's the same story for handball. In a pandemic, where some federation can give you excuses that nothing is happening because COVID-19 came, some federations are working. They're not just working, they are telling you that they are doing the things that they told you they would do. Kudos to the Handball Federation of Nigeria. What they released is not just their program of activities for next year. They gave us a working document. They have a sponsorship for the league. It means they can consolidate on that now because they have planning in place. The women's team, we don't get to talk much about them. We know they are going to be busy next year. They can start planning towards that. They also talked about training, seminars. That's what it does. Kende mentioned that the media now have a guide. So true. If you love handball, you're covering handball, you put it down now in your diary. You start planning also with the team. You start talking to persons you need to talk to. You want to write a comprehensive story that have helped your life. This is what we're talking about, structural planning. We should be detailed. Federations should have a guide. This is a vision that they will eventually actualize into a goal. And I love it so much because handball, they are keeping the momentum that they built when the new board led by Samuel Ocheo came into play. Year after year, they've been giving you and I something to talk about. And that's why other federations should look at what they're doing and see ways that they can emulate them. They're doing the right things.
Okay, all right. Austin, I want to keep you on hold because we need to go on a break. And when we return from that break, we'll also talk about something we talked about yesterday, the National Sports Festival, all of the drama playing out. We'll talk about it. And we'll also talk about the sports facility in that state that's going to, be the center of attraction when the event is going to be held, whenever it's held. That's the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. But we need to go on a break right about now. When we return, this is so much for you, Sports Tonight. All right, welcome back. I guess we just have to leave it at that. With handball, we're impressed with what they're doing. They've laid out their plans, giving us a working document, like Austin has said. And hopefully, 2021 will be better than 2020 for all the sports federations in Nigeria and, by extension, Nigerian sports. All right, let's move on now and go on and talk about stories relating to the sports festival. I'm very, very cautious to say 2020 because it might just be held in 2021. But I just leave the dates out of it and talk about the National Sports Festival whenever it's held, the 20th edition. In your pictures, you're looking at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, which is going to be the center of attraction. The chairman of the local organizing committee is talking about the deputy governor of Edo State has called this facility world class, and a lot of money being spent to put it in shape. And of course, the uncertainty surrounding the sports festival has not made him happy, and he has not hidden the way he feels about all of the things that is going on. But first, let's just talk about this sports facility. I want us to listen to the deputy governor talking about the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium and the fact that the state will ensure that this facility is properly maintained, and people should not have any fears about this top-class facility to being allowed to, waste away. So let's just listen to the deputy governor, and we'll come back and talk some more on all of the issues surrounding the sports festival.
There's going to be an agency that is already been, it is on the bill before the House to manage this facility, because there's no way we can leave these facilities in the hands of these people and you expect that they'll be able to take care of it. You can see, just to fix equipment, we are already seeing what the facility will look like if we don't take charge. The governor is clear about this stadium. This stadium is world class, and in facility management will be world class.
All right, stadium is world-class, facility management is world-class. And if you're getting assurances like that from the highest level as the deputy governor, you know that things will be done. Let me just, okay, you have the Champions League. Of course, I told you earlier that at any point we have something, we'll quickly talk about it. Surprise, surprise, Juventus and Barcelona at the Nou Camp. Juventus leading 2-0. As we speak, both teams have qualified. A lot of people dubbed this game the battle between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. I don't know if Sonny after that. Dynamo Kiev, Varovaros is goalless as we speak. PSG and Istanbul, Başakşehir. Their job is not difficult. Just avoid defeat, and they will qualify. Leipzig and Manchester United. This is what everybody wanted to see. And if it stays like this, Manchester United will drop down to
Thursday night
football. That's the Europa League. And they don't want that. They don't want that. So that's the situation report in the UEFA Champions League. Let's look at the other matches. Let's see Chelsea and Krasnodar. Chelsea have already qualified as group leaders. So it's a dead rubber. Rennes and Sevilla as well, goalless as we speak. The last two matches already concluded. Lazio.
I wanted to see Lazio Club Brugge.
Yeah,
it's 2-2.
They celebrated when the game ended, celebrated as if they won the World Cup.
Yeah, they did.
And
they did win the World Cup.
They qualified as second with 10 points. With 10 points. Zenit St. Petersburg. If there's a team that has disappointed me in the UEFA Champions League
in this group,
all over. It has to be Zenit and Petersburg.
Probably if they were in another group, I wouldn't be this disappointed. But in this group, I think
Even
I
Club
felt
Brugge
disappointed.
has more points than Zenit and Petersburg. And Dortmund, it didn't matter that they had already qualified.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter to them.
They just needed to put a clinical finish to the final game.
They wanted to ensure that they were going to qualify as group leaders, and they did just that. All right? So that's the situation report in the UEFA Champions League. Trust us, we're always coming back to this anytime. Anytime there's an update, we'll just revert and let you know what's happening. But I want to quickly go to Austin. First, I'm going to say, Austin, resist the temptation of talking about the UEFA Champions League. It's not time yet to talk about the UEFA Champions League. Just resist that temptation. I just want to hear your thoughts on what you listen to. You know, we've always had fears about a lot of money is being spent on sport facilities, and when the major event that the facility was built for it's gone, then everything begins to rot away. But we're getting assurances from the deputy governor that that will not be the case.
Hopefully that won't be the case. I pray they put words into action, because we know that it's not about, you know, building sporting facilities that is the issue in Nigeria. It is maintenance, and I identified it. I've taken a tour around that Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. Fantastic work they did for the National Sports Festival. I'm sure that's why they are really feeling so bad, because a lot of investment went into that stadium, and they were hoping to actually, you know, use it as a point of, you know, developmental model for infrastructure development in Nigeria. He struggled, the deputy governor, to talk about the maintenance and the sort of persons that are already handling it. He was trying to avoid saying that they're already messing it up. So he said they will need to get top-class persons who are going to handle it, because it's going to be a top-class facility. That's what it should be. It's about proper execution, proper handling of that facility, because a lot of times we see they fix stadiums, and then when it serves the purpose, bye, it's abandoned. Don't even talk about the National Stadium in Lagos. Don't talk about the National Stadium in Abuja. Down is going through some renovation right now. Let's see what we come out of it when the contractors are done. But then the National Sports Festival, I remember we did that show together, and I said that the National Sports Festival should go round. When Edo won the bid to host in 2018, they got into work for the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. And then this is what we're seeing today. So let it go around the country, if that's the only way we're going to fix facilities. Because states, for instance, want to see the Super Eagles play in their state, right? The Super Eagles can come to Bauchi. They can go to
Kano,
Cross River. Do you have the facility? If you can fix the facility and make sure it is world class, that's how to take development round, you know? So Edo is setting the pace now. Let's see if they are going to keep to it. That's why you and I were here, watchdog to society. We're going to remind them. Deputy Governor, you said that this stadium will not be abandoned to rot. How come 1 year after we'll begin to say this? So we should put them on their toes. We should remind them of these promises that they make. I love the fact that they're making these statements. I love the fact that the National Sports Festival made them to do this. But let development go around. Let's not wait till it is time to achieve PR that will start fixing stadiums.
All right, nice one, Austin. I guess we just okay. I know you can't resist the temptation to say something. Okay, do that quickly.
I just wanted to ask a little question. If there is any way the question can get to, you know,
the authorities,
the authorities, especially in
Edo State.
World-class facility, world-class maintenance.
Okay.
What do you mean by world-class maintenance, and how are you going about it? Because now, if you get a facility like that, you don't need anybody to act wrong before you know that you have to, you know, handle it with top-class maintenance.
That's true.
Now, some months after, we're already seeing signs of no proper maintenance. And we're talking of after the sports festival, which is so many years after. What is the template being put on ground? What are the measures? Like Austin said, this is the time to talk and do it.
We're going to get answers to that. Trust me, a lot of the people that need to answer that question are watching us right now.
We get to a point where it seems like we're saying the same thing over and over and over again.
I think it's only fair when we ask questions to give.
We should wait for these answers.
Wait for the answers and not jump into conclusions because it's very easy to put two and two together and say
I
because
love Edo
I
State for
understand-
putting
I
this facility
understand.
together.
It's easy to arrive at conclusions because of our experiences
Yes.
in the past, but we're hoping this is going to be different, and we're going to
And set
and
the
we're going to
pace
leave it there.
for
And we're
other
going to leave it there
ones.
now.
Okay.
Let's move on. Let's move on and talk about the ladies. A good one. A lot of my female friends have poked fun. You know, they've told me the guys couldn't sort themselves out, but the ladies, they're leading the way.
Yeah.
And of course, the Women's Football League will start on Wednesday. The fixtures are out. That's the news. For the guys, well, it's the world's kept secret.
Yep.
We don't know when it's going to start. We just don't know. But for the ladies, it's out there. The fixtures are out. Everything is going to start on Wednesday. Let's give you week one fixtures. I must say there are questions that need to be answered as well. And we won't talk about those questions. We'll leave it. But this is what we have.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to talk about. So you have it on your screen. And that's why Amazon... football matches to be played in 7 cities across the country.
Yeah.
That's where Amazon's up against
Robo.
FC Robo,
Yep.
Bielsa Queens up against Ocean Queens.
That's
You
another
have
good game.
Confluence Queens up against Rivers Angels.
Another good game.
Delta Queens up against
Dream Stars.
Dream Stars. I hope they won't, be conceding goals. Edo Queens will play against Royal Queens.
Queens.
You have Abia Angels up against Pelican Stars, and you have Ibom Angels up against Oshun Babes. You
Now-
you can't really
now, the-
talk much about this team because it's only their pedigree. You know, you don't know the current state
of the
some
teams.
of these teams.
But one of the beauties coming from the authorities' angle is that when they were doing checks, screening, putting square pegs in square holes and all of that, 4 teams were dropped. They said, with what you've got, with your
what is
preparation,
currently on ground,
with what we need you to have on ground, you cannot be part of this.
Can't meet up.
It was supposed to start with 12. But 2 of those 4 teams rallied round as quick as possible, and they are back in the setup, which makes it now 14. Now,
which gives us
these 7 matches that we
7
have.
cities,
Now,
yeah.
this is what the Aisha Falode team is doing. Last year, we saw for the first time that no matches were abandoned. For the first time in the female league, they played, every club executed all of their matches. It was an abridged league, but you were able to execute travelings and all of that because they were headed, they were advised, and they were well managed. Now, this is the same thing they are bringing to this point. You do what you have to do as an administrator, as the management, by telling every team, this is what we need from you. If you get us all of this, we will aid you in any way we can. And the teams have done that. Trust me, Yemi, in the course of the season, any team in this 14 that are ready will get aided by, face by face, because
all the
at the
support.
start they've come out and they've gotten all of the criteria that are needed, and they will definitely do well. This is what we're saying. I'm not saying the male are not doing something, but maybe it's time for you to relax all your pride and steal a look in other people's, activities, and probably take a leave. And let us grow from where we are.
All right. Let me see if the story is any different from Austin. I don't know if you had 1 or 2 female friends poke fun. Probably
It does.
tell you what you guys couldn't do, see how we've done it. I mean, I had 1 or 2 people do that to me today, and I couldn't see anything really. But how do you take this? I'm very happy that we're getting the opportunity to see the ladies, and everything is going to start tomorrow.
Yeah, good one. Not just female colleagues or friends are throwing those banters. I've got some people in the leadership of the Nigerian Women's Football League telling me now that there is no men's football, all of you should come out and support the women. And I think that's the way to go. Kudos to Aisha Falode and the team, and it's really commendable. I've been an advocate for safety, and I'll say it again tonight. Let's ensure that we respect safety protocols out there as the female league gets underway. Let's ensure that if persons are coming to the stadium, they respect those protocols, social distancing. Need to, keep the distance. They need to, if possible, sanitize. And so we don't have a sorry case out of this. It's football. We love the fact that the women are leading the pace, but let's ensure that we do the right thing. It's a good one. I see the fixtures and I'm like, oh, beautiful. When you have Nasarawa Amazons and FC Robo kickstarting the league, powerhouses of women's football in Nigeria, it will definitely get us talking. And the men are not playing. So the state governments that are in charge of these clubs, you don't have excuses. All of the monies for the men.
Bring out the
diverted
checks.
to the women and
Bring out the
Motivate the
checks.
ladies.
Sign those checks
Motivate them.
for the ladies
Motivate the
and
women.
motivate them. All right.
Exactly.
Also, let me quickly get your take. We're about to go on a break, but quickly, let's go to Benin Republic and talk about the guys. It's a big day tomorrow. Nigeria up against Ghana. And it has to be a win or no semi-final ticket because we've drawn our first game. Ghana stands in the way. And anything Nigeria-Ghana, it's difficult enough. And now playing Ghana in a must-win situation, it makes it all the more difficult.
Very difficult. Nigeria, Ghana, anytime, any day, we bring out the sparks. Painful loss. I called it a loss because of the time they considered against Cote d'Ivoire for the Flying Eagles. I thought they were in good control of that match till the 90th minute. Just the loss of concentration. And it comes with that level of football. Christopher was a bit unlucky. He got the goal, got a red card, and then the team started struggling. Coach Ladan Bosa has assured us that the team will jump back to reality and then get the right results. Let's see what they can do. I know it will be a good game of football, but my philosophy at the age grade level. I mean, for me, it's still developmental. So whatever comes out of this, let us chill. I know when it has to do with African football at any level, persons expect to see Nigeria.
Are you already?
But this is the under-20 team.
Are you already talking about the soft landing?
Let me tell you, I know because that is what I will always preach. I love the transition I'm already seeing in that team. Most of the players from the under-17 are in this team now. And that's really good. That's progress. Remember, development is a gradual movement.
Whether or not to get the ticket.
Advancement. Well, it will be painful because you don't want to have an African competition and Nigeria is not there. That's the color you're taking out of it. But let's not put them under any form of pressure. The boys had fun. I watched the first match against Cote d'Ivoire. I love the movement of the ball. I saw some good positioning. They were making vital runs, but they were just unfortunate to concede that goal at the time they did. I just hope that they make progress against Ghana and advance at the competition. But hey, no pressure, please.
All right. Well, Kenny, let me come to you. And a lot of people are listening and probably wondering what Austin is talking about.
I think
because Nigerians always, but what Austin has said is the attitude we should have for age grade competitions. But unfortunately, Nigeria is in any competition. You can lose to anybody, don't lose to Ghana.
Probably the breeze, over there where Austin is. It is what it is. Yes, maybe we're talking about age grade competition and all of that, but this is the Flying Eagles.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not, after the Super Eagles back then, the Flying Eagles have given us something.
At least make it to the AFCON stage.
And somebody told me earlier today, he said, we've had so many sadness from our football, especially post-COVID. Probably you guys will give us a little something to be joyful about. Ladan Boso led team. Now, you're playing Ghana. The Ghanaian national team, senior national team are so good. But I think one of the teams I feared the most when it comes to Ghanaian team is the under-20 team. They are always having super talented team at that level.
Yeah.
And if you're playing them at a must-win, then you already have your cups full.
Yeah.
I don't know how Ladan Boso will shape out, but they are also looking for the ticket, and we need to do everything. At this point, Ladan Boso, the guys, as much as Austin has said, yes, maybe no pressure. If you do not qualify, take all of the negatives, put it away, take the positive, build on it and all of that. But this looks like... Don't discard the boys.
Still invest in them.
But this, in the Nigerian setting, Ladan Boso have got an assignment to deliver. The boys also have bragging rights and also have their careers on their hands. If they do not really qualify for this, I'm seeing them looking like being phased out of, further national teams. Assignment. So, and look at the build-up. From the WAFU competition, you qualify for the under-20 AFCON.
Yeah.
From the under-20 AFCON, you qualify for the World Cup. So this is like the bottom part, and you're looking at that height. So you do everything possible to get to the next phase, for you to get to the upper phase. So, Yemi, you can see the assignment is huge.
In their defense, I don't know whoever came up with this, WAFU A, WAFU B. West Africa, to me, is the strongest football block.
Yes.
Especially
at this level.
At this level. And you now allow Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali,
to be in the same...
all of those
You're already
cancel
breaking
themselves.
your forces even before the World Cup approaches at all.
Because usually those 3 slots, it's those teams
That would
pick it.
eventually
And
get
to
it.
stop that,
And now you want to, just to give some other person. I'm not saying that was the plan, but it
Well,
looks like it. But
probably to give it a
is what it
spread.
is. We are here. Now, they always say, if you have to be the best,
Have to beat
you
the
must
best.
beat the best. Probably it starts from here. You get the ticket for the AFCON from here, and then you build on from there.
All right, so we need to go on a break, but as an update, let's quickly take this. Chelsea and Krasnodar, 1 goal apiece. Stade Rennes and Sevilla. Sevilla have scored a goal. So Lazio, Club Brugge is ended already, 2-2. Lazio qualify. St. Petersburg and Dortmund. Dortmund wins. Dortmund tops the group, and they qualify as group leaders. All right, we need to go on a break right about now. When we return, we'll sit and look at what's going to happen in the UEFA Champions League. We'll try to see the teams that will book their spots in the next round and the teams that will be playing Thursday night football. It appears like one of the big teams might just be dropping into Thursday night football. Let me leave it at that. So we'll go on that break, return for more Sports Tonight. All right, welcome back. I have Kende Idris with me, and I also have Austin Okon Akpan still with us. And we're going to take this to the very end of the show. Austin, I know I said it's not time yet for the UEFA Champions League, but I think it's only fair for me to allow you. Manchester United, it's not looking good right now for Manchester United. And a lot of people have described Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a cat with 9 lives. If it happens that they lose tonight, would that be, the nail? Okay, well, its situation is still the same. They're still trailing by 2 goals. So, also let me just quickly come to you. If there's any update, we'll go back to it. But let me come to you. Would that be a final nail on his coffin? Would that be the last straw if he ends this way? But I must say the owners have showed that they're really going to be patient with their man.
I think they're respecting the fact that he's a club legend. Ole has shown time and time again that he lacks the sort of quality to lead a big team as Manchester United. Unfortunately, he came with all the sparks at the time he came into the job, and so I thought he was good enough for the job. Football is funny, it just turns around when you least expect it to. I'm sure Ole is wondering what's going on also. When you least expect Manchester United to get the results, they jump up and get it. Now you expect them to do something against Leipzig to stay in the Champions League, and it's not happening. Do you know it would have been 3-0? Right now it's 2-0 because I think they canceled 1 goal for Leipzig. And so you'll be wondering, how much more? Is it till they get out of the competition? We're even talking about Thursday, but as it is here, it has to be Thursday football, unless they turn something around in that game right there in Germany. Not also forgetting PSG in that group, tied in 9 points with them. So it's going to be very, very difficult for Manchester United. I don't know when the board will jump up and make a decision on Ole. They like him a lot. This sort of confidence and loyalty, you only give it in marriage. So I don't know when they're looking at the something.
I agree with you. I agree. There's no better analogy than what you have just said. I don't think there's anything better than what you said right there. Yeah. But you know what? Let me just keep you on hold. Let's look at tomorrow. What's going to happen tomorrow? Because we don't really have much time. So let's just look at what's going to happen tomorrow. But if anything happens, if there's any change, they are approaching half-time as we speak. If there's any change, we'll let you know. Guys, I just want you to pick a game or two because we're pressed for time. Bayern and Lokomotiv Moscow. Bayern done the business. RB Salzburg and Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid need to get the job done so that they can cross the line. Inter Milan, that's another interesting group. Yeah. Inter Milan, Shakhtar Donetsk, Real Madrid, another team that might just be playing Thursday night football. You never could tell. And Borussia Mönchengladbach in that group. These are some of the games for tomorrow. Let's flip quickly. There's still some other games to be played tomorrow. Ajax Amsterdam up against Atalanta. You have FC Midtjylland up against Liverpool. And Manchester City will take on Olympique Marseille. And you have, what else? Olympiacos will take on Porto. Kende, I don't know how much time we have left, but quickly take a stab at it.
Yeah,
Any of the
I
games you want
just
to talk
want
about?
to take a game from today
Okay.
and a game from tomorrow. Dynamo Kiev against Ferencvaros. As much as nobody wanted to see that game, they both played out a 2-2 draw to have the 1 point apiece they have, right now. Now they are playing the final game, and they just need one of the teams to win.
So
you get to win, and then you qualify for the Europa, because we already know Barcelona and Juventus. These teams will do well in the Europa. They will be so happy to be there. So this is the reason why I am following, that league. Now for tomorrow, Inter Real Madrid. These two teams, I think we're still looking at the table from the wrong side. Maybe we need to turn our TVs around.
And one of them is coming to Thursday.
It's definite. Okay. Inter looks like condemned to be out of the Champions League and no chance to qualify for the Europa. For Real Madrid, you need to be Mönchengladbach, and he's looking at.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're about to cross the finish line on the show. Austin, your parting shot, Inter Real Madrid. Who's your money on going out? And who's your money on going to the Europa?
Thursday night.
I like Real Madrid, and I think they can come through against Mönchengladbach.
Okay.
Football just slaps you where you think you know what you're talking about. I don't know. Inter Milan showed us some vibes last season. Let's see if they can continue with that. But then again, no, my money's on Real Madrid anytime, anything.
All right. Also, I want to thank you for your time on the show. It's always nice having you join us on the show and giving us your insights.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so that's our man, Austin Okonakman, right there in London, telling us how it is in the world of sports. Your parting shot, Katie, as we go. Manchester United, can they turn it around?
I doubt if they can. I was skeptical about this game. 5-0, you won in the very first leg. It seemed like RB Leipzig on a revenge mission. And there is also one thing at stake. You win at home, you qualify for the next round. They tested it last season. I think they want to have a taste of it again. So it will be hard for Man U.
All right, so that's it. We'll cross the finish line on the show tonight. And I want to say a big thank you to Austin Okonakman, who was with us on the show. Kehinde Idris with me in the studio. It's always a fun ride.
It's always lovely.
And the conversation never ends.
Exactly.
We'll take it out of the studio.
And I must say, I love your tie.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, so that's it. Well, that's a wrap on the show tonight. Thanks for allowing us to be a part of your day. We enjoyed this. We'll be back here again tomorrow to do what we love doing best. And that's it, taking you on a ride in the money spinning world of sport. We'll be back here again tomorrow. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.